music industry from an artist's perspective is a fascinating place. There is a wealth of talent, a wealth of curiosity, and there's so much to be explored. I have not been part of a writing camp before. This is my very first experience in a writing camp, and the most fascinating thing about this experience right now has been learning how to create with people so quickly. I expect from this camp to walk away knowing how to create from scratch with people I've never worked with before.
I worked on a few songs, a couple of melodies and ideas, and mumbles, lots of mumbles. And yeah, I'm happy with what I came up with, just being inspired by the different sounds, and yeah, it's exciting. It was a good first day. And so eventually I pivoted to music in varsity, and yeah, I never looked back. I guess the best part is those just indescribable moments of connection, both with people that are receiving the music and with the people that you share the stage with. You were all just like synchronized in that one moment. It's a God feeling, but you know, there is still a machine behind the industry. The music business is still a completely different animal from just being an artist and making music.
Don't add up, going through this phase again, feeling like I'm missing the picture, no codec, no cam, black man tell you he weeping on show.
Before this, like, I've always just made music alone, so it's like it's kind of allowed me to see that, like, in different ways of making music, like approaching different things, so just seeing everyone's process was like fun. I'm used to it because it's like I always push myself to like have an idea down by like an hour. I just scrap the whole thing as a whole, so it's like it's not different from like how I work alone. So yeah, it's been fun.
Instead I'm going steady on my grind, putting it all on the line one time.
Yeah, of course, bro.
I feel like global collaboration is important if you and the artist in question have like a similar fan base or like a similar mission. So we can like broaden the mission, if that makes any sense, and actually get to the goal of the mission together. Music has always been a part of our struggle as Africans, so it's like it's impossible to connect us with music. We sing in prayer, we sing in like chants, like music is a big thing for Africans.
I think it's a good thing, to be honest, because I'm very used to working in like one specific genre, and it's been really cool to work with people that I wouldn't normally get to work with, like outside of like the hip hop space or the R&B and soul space. To create on a timeline, it's kind of been kind of stressful for me. Like I'm so used to creating songs like in the moment and spending like a whole bunch of time on one song. It's a challenge, and it's a challenge that I think has been good for my creativity. Like I found new ways to work, new ways to collaborate, and also just new production techniques that I wouldn't have found out if I wasn't put on a timeline.
I think it's beneficial to be out of your comfort zone. I really do. The most unexpected thing for me so far was being put in a place with so many different talents and so many different energies. And for me, I did expect there to be a clash of some kind at some point, but there just really hasn't been. For me personally, I often get lost and start something, get halfway through it, think, okay, I've kind of had enough of this one, move on to something new. But here, working on a timeline, you start, you edit, you finish, and you move on to the next one. Those drums are on. Signing off. Mwah.
His name's Jay.
Never forgive who? Mel?
When it's something outside of what I'm used to, I feel like the gravity on each of the moments is less, you know, so it's it's just good generally. It's like a strange feeling. Every genre can be informed by other genres, you know, so I think if you've got experience in more than one, then it'll just help your decision making.
And I heard he's trying to find me, and I heard he's got the chains. I just hope my head is saved from good old James.
The reception to my production, I think has been the most surprising thing to me. It's nice to have a limit, you know, so that you don't really have an opportunity to overthink anything.
My girlfriend's husband, his name is James.
I mean, right now I think also the R&B space is different. So there's much to be inspired by, because you can see how it's influencing, like jazz is influenced. Some people are more to the jazz side of their R&B. Some people are more to R&B that's more hip-hop based, trap based. We are getting increasingly connected to one another. So why should we now pocket ourselves into these little spaces? Especially since our sounds are so influenced by one another. There's no way then I'm gonna stay in my little South African bubble and I know that my influences are coming from Brazil or the US or the UK and different places like that. Main thing that we have to do, or what we're trying to do more in terms of global collaboration, is having it be less about just borrowing sounds, but more working together with the people from the places that those sounds are coming from. I'm excited to see how people are ready to express themselves in ways without feeling so influenced by, I guess, what is the mainstream culture. First of all, independent artists. I think people were letting go of the notion that like we can't do it on our own, because that's always what's been sold to us. So the trend of try and do it yourself and building the community around you, that's fantastic, especially within the arts. I think we're building more of a spirit of collaboration now with other genres. Like these songwriting camps are very good examples of that. The spirit of mentorship also. People aren't trying to gatekeep as much, you know? Or maybe I'm just lucky enough to see people trying to help other people out.
South African music scene is, I don't know, I think in terms of the world, it's a place where you're gonna find the most eclectic kinds of music. When it comes to writing camps, I've been to a couple. I've been to a couple just like this one, but each camp is different people, different vibe, different outcome. We usually have the same structure. You know, you come in, you collaborate with the producers and you get a song out. I think the previous camps, it's just a matter of different location, maybe different times, different deliverables, I would say. Some camps are just about working with one artist or specifically trying to get songs out in one genre. My expectations for this camp is purely to make great music. I think you can't really preempt that. It happens in the moment, you do what you can, but I really believe in the synergy that we've created in this camp. all the people are really amazing, and it seems like we're really supporting each other and creating our tracks.
Nando's with manga.
Especially now, I'm seeing it get a lot of global market, especially genres like Afrosoul, Amapiano, stuff like that, and how people are kind of taking it and revolutionizing it while keeping this beautiful sound that they found at a continent where usually, entertainment value isn't really found. I don't think a lot of companies from overseas are looking for African talent to make it a global thing. So I think it's incredible that it's happening now. It took a very long time, but it's happening, and I think it's pretty amazing. I think the most amazing thing that people are missing out on local music, I think it's just the lyrics we carry. I think every South African artist, or every African artist really, whether it be upbeat, even Amapiano stuff, I think there's so much content in the lyrics. The way that African languages can kind of project emotional state and just comfort you at the same time, I think it's incredible. I was in a writing camp a few months ago. It was my first one. There were a few German guys that came over actually looking for African music sounds, but they were just inspired by the music we make here. And that was my first taste of a writing camp. And I think it was quite special because they were primarily coming to find a sound of music that they can't really find anywhere else in the world. I think I expected it to just reunite me with why I chose to do music in the first place. And that was to work with people and kind of put the music first and make the best song we possibly can. And without expectation, what this has taught me is definitely just how amazing and how necessary it is to have other minds in a room.
I think the Element app is a very interesting, unique, and special app. When I kind of opened it up the first time, I was like, oh shit, this is like the Tinder of music, basically, where you're kind of able to flip through profiles,
put out stuff and leave teasers for someone who might be interested in collaborating in that aspect.
It's like a LinkedIn for musicians, you know what I mean, and independent musicians, and I feel like it's better serviced to highlight the work that you do.
Oh, I think it's a very intuitive, makes my life very easy app. So it just opens these floodgates to incredible talents, no matter where you are in the world, no matter if you know them or not. You are meeting people that want to create.
It's been a roller coaster, lots of ups and downs. I've been singing since I was 6, performing since I was 9, and I've been writing songs since I was 14, but professionally for the last 3 years. So it's been an interesting journey to learn the industry, one as an artist, as a performer, and more so as a songwriter. So it's been an exciting and informative experience. So I've been in touch with Element, I believe, since 2021. Then I came up with the idea of curating a writing camp here in SA, which they've been doing from across the world, and they were full on board for the idea, and it just made sense to do it now and give the community in Joburg something to participate in. So we've got Amarafleur, we've got Charles, we've got Chipego, we've got Leo Mile, we've got Zuri as the artists, and we've got steveisfrench, who I call Joshua, Archidotcom, aka Gabe, and Keir as the main producers and engineers of the camp. I am so proud of them. Firstly, one thing about creating camps is you never know if anyone's going to have synergy, and fortunately everyone connected from day one. Firstly, community is incredibly important to me, and collaboration as an artist and as a writer is the only way that you can grow and evolve, and you can never stop learning, and I think songwriting camps are the best tool for an artist and a writer and producer and any creative within the music space to help evolve their skill set. More workshops on understanding how to earn a living as a songwriter is super important. You know, learning your publishing, learning your master rights, learning how best to utilize your ability as a writer to make ends meet, one, and to be able to collaborate with folks across the world. And that's where, you know, the beauty of Element comes in, is it's this beautiful app, which in my own words, I would call a dating app for musicians. Is, you know, it's just one click of a button to be able to connect with an engineer in Mexico, or a rapper in the UK, or a trumpeter, you know, in Colombia. Yes, absolutely. I would not have been in a position like this, one, to be a camp director of, you know, an establishment like Element, had I not been offered connections with folks in the industry, whether that would have been a manager or a studio owner or a festival a booker. All of the networking that I've been able to do has led me to moments like this.